Good afternoon. Welcome to OptionsTender. It's Monday, August 17th, 2026. On our public video today, we're going to go through the usual SPX, VIX. We'll do that on multiple time frames. When that ends, we'll begin the members video and we'll discuss the ceasefire. So we'll check out oil and the Magnificent Seven to see what's happening there and check out the weakness that's happening and how that might act against the market at this point. Okay, we'll also discuss FOMC minutes here in just a minute. But we'll go through the usual suspects of the indices, and let's see where NVIDIA is today and SpaceX as well. Okay, let me jot that down so I don't forget NVIDIA. And we'll do SpaceX. Since those are holding up well, let's see about where they're at here, trying this rotation game. But as you know, we'll go through cannabis, gold, the regular indices, and Bitcoin as well. All right, so let's jump into it, you guys. We're doing this intraday about 1:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you want to get these videos intraday, consider becoming a YouTube supporter. If you want to get those members videos that are much more in depth, then that's a $10 membership. It's not much to ask for such great, in my opinion, information. So consider that. If you use Patreon, then you can get the deal $90 for the entire year. All right, so enough of that. Let's jump into this. We have VIX, by the way, I want to point out, is at a 7%. If we move down any more into that 10% area, then there's a good chance that we could get a green day here in the market coming up in the next 2 days. So we'll just mention that it's not there, so we're not going to harp on that. So let's start off with the weekly time frame on SPX, and the only reason is because of the weekly candle. We have this narrow range candle that it's potentially a reversal candle. I did talk about perhaps getting a little bit of a wick higher. Is that still on the table? Yes, and we'll look at that in more depth on the 65. So that's all I want to show there. There's no new highs, so no new divergences that we need to talk about. We already know from past videos that we have multiple divergences on from the monthly all the way down to the 65. So let's go ahead and go to the daily. And we'll pull up our public board. This is our channel that we added on last week. We're not quite to that channel specifically. Do we need to get to it? No. If you're on analog, we're already at that channel. As a matter of fact, that's a larger wedge as well that's forming. So the obvious, on a blank screen, the obvious next potential area to come test if things get a little crashy and want to head lower, then the obvious places, you know, you have this box here, but would be this megaphone top. All right. And also our trend line here. So that it seems that that date comes together around the beginning of September. And we do have cycles that we'll go through on our membership portion of the video as well and see how that matches up. You do have this range. If we do get back into the range, then I do believe that we'll see the bottom of the range fairly quickly. Maybe we get a reaction off of it, but end somewhere down here. So ideally, I'd like to see a 3 or 5 wave move all the way down to this zone, which is 71 to 7,200. All right. Now bringing on some of the indicators, everything is still pointing higher. All right. We have our 8 EMA, which is right at the middle of this triangle, this little pennant. And that's exactly where we're back testing at this point. We haven't changed market structure at all. So we could hold right here. And like I said, perhaps they move the ceasefire another day or two and continue talks or whatever comes out in the news. Maybe we could go just a little bit higher. Okay. But the top, again, it could be in already. We have no evidence that we are bearish at this point. What we have is a condition for a reversal, and a major reversal at that. So at this point, the trend is not down. The momentum's up, trend is up. And as we get to these areas over time, then we can start changing our the way I say things, we have bullish structure on the weekly, bullish on the monthly, bullish on the daily. But the problem is when is this reversal going to happen? What's it going to look like? And you can't be buying the dip, in my opinion, on this situation that we're in. Okay, so let's. There's nothing new with all of these. Let's see if the McClellan oscillator is starting to weaken anymore. Yeah, we're starting to dip into. We're past the zero line. You already saw that new high here with a lower high in the near term. We're getting weaker underneath the hood. That's potentially a breadth indicator there. So not anything else to really look at on the daily time frame that we haven't already done so. Slow stochastic already gave us a sell signal. Let's see if that continues to roll over or if it tests the upper boundaries one more time. All right, but negative divergence. Let's go to the VIX. We'll leave on the moving averages. In our VIX timing tool, let's look a little bit closer here. So we see this larger wedge. All right, we broke out of this massive wedge, formed another wedge. Now we're towards the bottom of that. Well, we've had a fake break out of that wedge. As a matter of fact, we gapped up over the wedge here, breakout. Maybe we're back testing right now, but this is our first real test of the 8 EMA in a little bit of time, a few weeks it seems. So let's see how this acts now. We also had a false break. All right, we made it back down to support, but the wedge, that large wedge, we broke back above. That's a false break. So at any point, this could continue and start to rise. And I do think eventually, if we get to the targets that I was talking about, 71 to 7,200 on SPX, we should probably, at least at minimum, be testing this 200-day moving average. Along with that, should be right about where we get to that down slope here for the wedge top, and then perhaps we get a pullback and then much higher. Okay, so that again, if it makes it up there, maybe we form market structure first and we start to get up to these levels. Maybe we break out first. I don't know. But it seems if we come up to this 200 moving average and the downtrend, it appears that will be in the beginning of September as well. So that starts to line up. We don't know. That could end up breaking out first, then back testing. We don't know what's going to happen, but let's just keep an eye on this. We also have a cycle that we're still going to hold on to. It appears that something else might be happening, but we're gonna pay attention to 823, which is coming up next week. That's Sunday, but we'll look at Monday to see if we're making some sort of low at that point. Now, I do think it's going to be a higher low, but we'll bring that back up. And that we do these videos fairly often, so make sure you hit that subscribe button and click the bell so you get those reminders. And let's look at the SPY. We'll go to the 65. And this is, again, where we left off with the public. We did see this phantom candle that gave us a wave 4. So we had a nice ABC to the 382 that held on to wave 4. And what we're looking at is wave 5 completing. Is it completed already, or do we have one more high? That is untold. I am looking at this as a 1, 2. We had wave 3 with the breakout, wave 4 here with the triangle. And there's a couple ways you can look at it. If you're actually looking at this as a triangle, let's dig in here. It's all speculation for Elliott wave, but it gives us a point of view of how to look at things. So if this was an A, B, C, D, E in here, and you had this spike up for the last impulse wave, then the structure's done. It's complete. Our top's in. Okay. What this could have been, and still is able to now, excuse me. I know that there's new traders. If we start breaking lows, we start breaking market structure, positive structure. We haven't done that on the 65, and we'll look at the 2-hour again cycles for the members video coming up shortly. But if you start breaking this low, you're breaking a cycle low here on the 65 and positive structure. So holding up for here, you still have this opportunity for a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave move to get one more little high up here. Now, again, that doesn't have to happen. We already hit our target, our main target. So what could be happening right now? We could be starting an impulse wave. We could be starting a 1-2 setup. But overall, things are starting to get a little heavy here in the market. We are at a volume node. You can see the trading here. I don't even need to pull up that volume shelf. You had a lot of trade here in the 65. And so that's where price is holding at the 50 and that volume shelf here so far. All right. Trend has broke. We're trying to see if this would hold here, as if that was the expanding move. But in general, the trend broke down from this point, went sideways, consolidated, and made a new high. And then we moved our uptrend line to this low here. That broke down, back tested already. It doesn't, not much more it needs to do. If it wants to drop, it's going to drop. So we're going to hold on to our shorts. And then we also have a trade that I did today. I didn't post it yet in the Discord. I'll just go over it on this video. Just an easy trade to possibly follow along with. It's a theoretical trade, and so there's no particular setup that's traditional. And I'll show you in just a minute. Again, on that members video. So trend is broken. We're headed lower. We do have support in the zone. And let's see if we get a bounce. If that bounce fails, then we start our descent. Now, on the 65, we can see there's sort of a zone here where we might get our first support. So that brings us to about 760 to 755. It's the former highs. All right. And again, if you're members, you know exactly what's going on here. And this will be drawn just a little bit different. But another way to look at it is you have a gap here as well. All right, so we could go for the gap close on this initial move. Okay. At that point, we don't have that change of trend yet. So we don't have we can't measure too many things. So that's why we have to look left and see where that might get a reaction off of. And then as we form larger structures, we can see if maybe we get a lower high and we continue to descent lower. Not to get ahead of ourselves too much, but here's your megaphone here. And I'll just extend the right arm so we don't have to mess with it. So that's extended. And so we could see a possible move back into this zone here. All right. And that would be the megaphone. That's exactly where that uptrend that we're looking at on the daily time frame. All right, and there's your VIX cycle low, just in case we do get a bounce at some point. Either if we're higher into the VIX low, we'll look for a peak in the market. If we go lower, for example, we make it down to this zone and we get a bounce into the VIX cycle low, then we'll look for a peak in the market. So what I imagine in the future, if we go up a little bit higher, that's fine. Then we'll redraw these lines. But what I imagine is we come down to here to the 760 zone. We get our bounce into the 23rd time frame. And then we fail and start to see a bigger move to the downside. So that's where I'm at right now, but there's no proof that it's going to look just like this. That's just the only place. There's not a whole lot after you drop from the shelf. You make it down. There's not a whole lot going on until you get to the gap zone and the former highs, where you should get a reaction off of there. It could obviously spike through further. You have a 200 moving average there. It doesn't have to stop on a dime right at the zone. And so, yeah, that's what we're looking for in the near term. And ultimately, whether it's a 3 or 5 wave move down. If it's 3 wave move, we do have a bullish scenario that we've been looking at for quite some time with members as well. And I'll update that as well. So let me just look at the bullish aspect too. And then to end off this portion of the video, let's go to the VIX. And we'll change boards to the 65. There's our timing. There's that VIX cycle low. So what could this look like? We had a trough here. We gapped above. So I redrew this wedge. Here was the breakout from the smaller wedge. We had that. There's a small one there. We brought it down. That was our last peak before a lower low. We gapped above. Now I want to bring the benefit of the doubt. And so we have this peak here. We have this peak here. And we're above that point at this juncture. We're above that point. We closed the island gap. So that's gone. We have a larger gap here down below. I don't think that gap will get filled. And we'll keep this on here for reference, whether we break back below this wedge or not. But we could test that larger wedge down here. All right. And again, we'll look at liquidity here in just a minute. So make sure you stick around for the members video. And so what this should look like, at some point we might come down a little bit lower, but I think we should test maybe up higher, get a spike, and then at some point it doesn't have to go down very far. You could get a crush. Maybe it comes down to support and end up making a higher low and spiking from there. So we'll look for a VIX cycle low at some point and then a bigger move after that. So these lines here, again, we adjust them every day. They're projections. Price action needs to tell us what to do. But I do